Welcome back. So there it is. I think with the limitations of these materials, probably as complete as it will ever be, and don't quite have the same muscle memory in this as I did working in the plastic model. So it's not quite doing what I want it to do. However, it's been super interesting, and I've really enjoyed it. I am going to call it a night, but there it is in all its glory. I think a lot has been revealed going through this process, and just working with what we have on hand. But just look at that. When I pull that tip down, are these curves reminiscent perhaps of what we're seeing in the artifact? I think so, or similar, and that's held down. Now, of course, just with the materials, this hasn't worked out as of yet. But I wonder if we apply the same geometry, perhaps in a different metal, if we would have a different result. Perhaps something maybe that we could rotate and hammer, possibly copper, possibly bronze, add a little bit of tin. I think it's 10 or 12% tin. I think we were around the dawning of the Bronze Age, but it'll just be interesting to see. And obviously one was made in schist, so and I've got thoughts about schist having heat resistance, but this is going before how did they find this form? They certainly didn't find this form playing around in a schist far too hard. I think that schist artifact is based on a form that was developed in sheet metal. Who knows, or possibly in thick leather, in something that had certain qualities. But the geometry revealed tonight, I'm going to look back on all of this. I just think so much has been gained through this exercise. So I think Mark II was fairly short-lived. I did put it on a thin piece of wire, and was hoping for some magical end-of-night result, but it just led me back to the age-old, the boggle. And unless I had this set up properly, and perhaps had some washers either side or something to stabilise, we're going to have that boggle. Although it did show promise for some rotation when I simply blew on it, but therein lies some limitations of the model. And as you saw at the start of tonight, I was drawing something on a piece of paper, and a few hours later, well, here I am, Schist Mark II, and I think we've travelled that particular journey through to its completion, and rinse and repeat, perhaps for Mark III. Might play with scale, might play with materials, and have a bit more of a think about that. But definitely a lot learnt, revealed, discovered, and it's just so interesting retracing the steps of the original prototyper. So thanks for sticking with me. For those of you who are new, stay tuned, or go back on the previous episodes on the playlist. So like, share, subscribe. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay safe, everybody.